on the board with their second goal of the game. So a real nice play of taking advantage of the openings, making good crisp passes, and getting that quick shot away.
Got a few greetings coming in from the UK, from Team Briscoe watching here in Ormskirk. Amazing wife and mummy, Helen Briscoe. So that's from your husband and your children. Andrew Serrell sends in a note from his number one fan, hubby Andy, daughter Olivia, watching the family, loving the commentary. Thanks again for the shout out there, guys. We really appreciate it. Canada back on the attack. Here's Coos as she sends that out front. And that's chipped away. 8 minutes remain here. Canada on the attack again. Francesca Perron with a shot. Another big save for Rachel Jackson. And Rachel Serrell into the corner battling hard. Away with it comes Dawn Tulk. Tulk sends it in. Kristen Coos in on the ball. These Canadians just running the Brits into the ground. That's sent on net. Jackson makes another save, and that'll be cleared by Leanne Diote. And that'll go for icing. 7:36 remains here in the first period. Canada out shooting Great Britain 10-0. And these Canadians looking very impressive thus far, Trevor.
No, absolutely. They look very strong. You touched on it, Chris, in your last comments, but every loose ball, Canada's hustling to it, getting first possession, and then looking for the shot on goal, looking to create another chance from that possession. And that's something Canada will continue to do, to get to the possession of the loose ball and make sure they keep getting their chances.
Obviously, these Canadians very hungry to avenge their loss, coming second last time around in Slovakia. Here we come, back up the floor. It's Amanda Williams for Great Britain. She turns it over there. And back we go again. Here's Dawn Tulk. She can't handle that hot pass. And it's back. Picked up by Brittany Smith. Brittany Smith gains the red line, chips it ahead for Desforges. Desforges, who's been a bright spot here early for Canada. First on the ball again. Back for Jenny Bryan. Back to number 3. Danica Smith lets that one fly. And Jackson makes a save. Jackson a little slow to get up after that one. Another shot, another save from that one off the stick of Alicia Bloomberg. And boy, oh boy, if you're Rachel Jackson, you're looking around saying, somebody give me a hand here. Holy smokes, guys.
Oh, and right now, Rachel Jackson, certainly she has, what we have here so far, 8 saves in the game, most of them very difficult from in close. Great Britain seems very content to sit back, play that zone defense, but at some point here soon, they have to try and create some type of opportunity to get the ball out of their zone and try and get a shot on the Canadian goal. So whether it's a stretch pass or something, but there's certainly sitting back in the zone defense will only last so long.
Bryan on the ball, sent back for Smith. Smith can't handle that. And it's Brittany Smith and Danica Smith playing together. And a little miscommunication, and Danica will go back as she's pursued by Joanna Presley. Away come the Canadians again on the left side now. Number 44, Alicia Bloomberg, hard to the net there. Cockerell back out. She's looking for the ball. She's always lurking in the slot. A back pass picked up by Dawson. Dawson walks in, throws that at the net just wide of Jackson's pads. Canada smothering the Great Britain team here. Cockerell sends that one on net. After that is Desmier, Alicia Desmier, and she's on the ball. She walks out backhand, tries to tap it in. A second whack, a third whack, and Rachel Jackson says no soup for you, Alicia. And we'll have a face-off to the right of the Great Britain goal.
Yeah, we talked a little bit earlier about the Team Canada coach talking to his players, telling them to get shots on goal and make sure they count and not just shoot them right at the goaltender. The other big thing in a game like this is you want to make sure that your team stays focused. They're dominating the game right now, but as a Team Canada coach, you want to make sure there's no bad habits developed, because as this tournament goes on, the opponents get stronger. You've got to stay sharp, you've got to stay hungry, and make sure you're doing the little things right.
Absolutely, Trevor. On the ball is Larocque, and that goes around. Amy Herdman comes together on the boards there with the Team Canada forward. Back around here for Amanda Kane. Kane looking for someone to pass to. And that one hits the leg of Rachel Stockdale, goes into the corner. They walk out front, and Kane tries to bury that, but that rolls just wide. And Kane's being watched very closely by Shannon Lang. Pass back for O'Grady at the blue line. Lang will be first on that for Great Britain, and she'll chip that ahead. O'Grady picks a very nice pass for Dawson across. Dawson can't handle it. She's into the zone, being watched by Vicarage. Sent back again. Canada just completely dominated. A great back pass to Dawson. Dawson walks in, eludes the checker. Another save by Rachel Jackson. Shots now 15-0 in favor of Canada. Back out front. Here's LaRock with a shot. Rebound. Jackson with another save. Here's MacArthur back at the red. She sends a long bomb that Jackson didn't see. Luckily just wide. Pouliot's on that down there. Here's MacArthur again with the backhand. LaRock in for Pouliot. LaRock, Pouliot, Purcell, the line here for Canada. Purcell back to the point. Mallory Johnson with a shot. Here's LaRock, Purcell. Pouliot out for LaRock. Stopped again by Jackson. Rebound, they score. Only a matter of time. Chantel LaRock finally buries the rebound. 3-0 Canada now leads with 3:56 remaining in the first period.
And they're certainly working the ball down low and then starting to bring it to the net, which is a real nice job. But I also like the fact they're starting to use their D a little more and trying to get that shot from the point and then, jump on those loose balls that they're not on goal. But, we're seeing that zone defense. We keep talking about it, but Great Britain has that zone defense, which allows time and space for Canada. If they can keep finding that space and find the open man, things are going to happen here, and we're starting to see that as Team Canada continues to pour it on here with 3:54 left in the first period.
Yeah, absolutely, Trevor. This Canadian team really stepping on the throats of Great Britain here. MacArthur back to pick that one up. MacArthur eludes a check. First time we've had to tilt our heads this way in the broadcast area. And away come the Canadians again. And it's sent back out. Picked off there by Rachel Serrell. She sends it up. Ziote tries to take her out. Here come the Canadians again. A shot and a goal. That'll make it 4-0. And I think that might have been Kristen Coos from Kippens, Newfoundland, burying that one. 4-0 Canada. And the route, unfortunately for my friends across the pond, is on.
And Kristen Coos gets in close and makes no mistake. Jackson goes down a little bit early down to her pads. And Coos makes a nice job of putting the puck up over her right shoulder and scoring Canada's fourth goal of the game.
Away come the Canadians, and this is probably as good a time as any to let the viewers back home know in Great Britain that our first intermission guest will be Johnny Tulip, number 48 from the men's Great Britain team. Johnny will be joining us in studio for an on-camera interview. And Johnny, of course, the subject of much discussion, much hullabaloo here at the World Ball Hockey Championships. And Johnny has graciously been granted us a media request, and we will see him after the 3 minutes and 4 seconds expires here. Johnny, on his off day, has had a lot of media requests. I believe he was on with CNN, the BBC, potentially Al Jazeera. But Johnny will join us here in the booth in the first intermission. Away we come again. It's the Canadians, and that's in for 44, Alicia Bloomberg. Bloomberg on the ball. She keeps it deep. Working the ball low now as the Canadians continue this fantastic cycle game. That's back to the point for Madison Sands, who's in her first action here. Madison Sands on the point, sends that deep. Here they come again, the Canadians, really trying that stuff play there on the block side of Jackson. They may have seen something open up there. That's Fanny Desforges as she attempts the opportunity there. That's a shot from well out by Danica Smith, and that's blocked. Bloomberg's on that. Sands in there as well. Back out, a one-time shot by Desforges, and that goes wide. And Great Britain will clear it out to center and no further. Danica Smith on the ball. She sends it back in for Desforges. Walking on that one all day to shoot is Alicia Bloomberg. Great Britain looking a little starstruck, a little confused as to how they're being outshot 19-0. by this superb Canadian team. Amanda Besford tries to get that out of the zone. Can't happen. Canada, just too much for Great Britain right now. Big shot by Desmier. And away come Great Britain. Turned over again for Brittany Smith. Brittany Smith will walk on that big rebound off the end boards. Canada with another shot towards net. That was Mallory Johnston. Candace Moxley. O'Grady. Great cross seam pass there for Cockerell. And Canada just too much here for Great Britain. Cockerell, that goes just wide. Cockerell again. And that's another goal with 48.7 seconds to play. And Trevor, you never want to say a game's over in the first period, but we can almost put this one to bed as Canada just too much for Great Britain right now.
Yeah, and this is nothing against Great Britain. This is two different calibers of team right now. You've got Canada, who are very strong. I'm sure the Canadian players have many more opportunities during the season to play at a high level, whereas many of the Great Britain girls, I'm guessing, and not having the knowledge of the team, are probably playing at a high competition for one of the few times this season. So, like you say, we're seeing two different teams right now, but we'll give Great Britain credit. They're hanging in there, trying to play their defensive zone coverage, but Canada's just taking advantage of it right now and making some good things happening and starting to capitalize on their chances, which they weren't doing at the first of the game.
Absolutely. Brittany Smith in the zone, back for Smith. And the Canadians, just with that give-and-go offense, and they're sucking in the Great Britain defenders every time. And here's O'Grady again. O'Grady lurking behind the net. O'Grady sends it out front. Smith wires that one, and that hits a body in front and goes wide. 2 seconds left in the period, and that'll do it here. After one, Canada leads 5-0 and are out shooting Great Britain 20-0. Folks, stick with us. We'll be right back with the illustrious Johnny Tulip. Okay, folks, and we're back here for the first intermission. Normally we interview a player, but today, seeing Great Britain had an off day for the men's tournament, we've decided to bring in the man, the myth, the legend, the very delicate Johnny Tulip. So, Johnny, thanks for joining us here, and want to explain the outfit to the fans at home.
Quite welcome, yeah. I mean,
you're looking very delicate, Johnny.
Always. Obviously, the girls have been doing just such an amazing job for us over the last few days. It was only fair that we returned the favour. You can see they're in full voice over there, and they're just really enjoying the party atmosphere that is St. John's.
And speaking of the party atmosphere that is St. John's, have you guys had an opportunity to experience the nightlife here?
Man, George Street got some awesome bars, and the place, it's so much energy around the place, and the newfies are so welcoming. You walk down the road and everybody's stopping you. Where you going next to? Oh, come with us, join us here. And man, you don't get that back at home. So out here, it's just, man, it's so nice, nice.
So Johnny, I'm looking at these beads, and where I come from, there's only one way to get beads, and I'm wondering, did you have to show anything to get those beads, Johnny?
Well, luckily I've got a few close friends in the team, and well, we've been close in our rooms, and it's been going round.
All right, well, we're gonna keep this PG. But anyway, we've got a couple minutes left here with Johnny Tulip, and Johnny, for anyone who doesn't know, maybe the Canadian fans watching there, of what is going on here. Johnny plays for the men's Great Britain team, and they've been playing here at the Glacier. And, of course, the name, Johnny Tulip, jumped out at us as a broadcasting team. We made a joke about it at being the best name in the tournament. So Johnny's getting a shout-out from his buddies across the way there. So we said that somebody on Facebook should create the Johnny Tulip fan club, and it just blew up. We have, more than 100 likes, that evening. There's now a Johnny Tulip fan club on Twitter. What do you make of all this?
Man, honestly, the support from back home has just been absolutely incredible. Obviously, mainly thanks to the coverage that we've got as well. Everybody can tune into all the games, and everybody's just really buying into it, man. One or two people, and it just kind of catches on. And you just see the energy that's kind of flowing around the place. And I know they're getting the energy from back home as well. Obviously, when you see all the messages coming through, it's hard to be updated and in contact with everybody. But everybody's obviously fully aware of everything that's going on back home. And it makes the difference, man. When we're out here, we're hundreds of miles away from everybody. But it's almost like the backside us in the stands, man. It's awesome. Awesome.
And so who is watching back home? Who are the big supporters of you guys?
Oh, man, we've got now all the teams are sprouting up all over the country. We've got the Northeast Deck Stars, the Northumbria Sharks, and the Wildcats up in Newcastle. We've got a big following down in London that's all sprouting out, in the Midlands. It's a lot of all the ball hockey fans back home, friends and family, man. It's just sick. It's insane.
I feel like the Shaw Millionaires are left out of that.
And the Shaw Millionaires, of course, man, across in Manchester. Yeah, it's just it's hitting the fans out back home. It's so good, so good.
So, we're having a bit of fun here with Johnny, obviously, but let's talk about the team and how you guys are doing. In all seriousness, we're here at the World Championships. Tough one the first game, but got a lot better yesterday.
I think the big thing was, obviously, we never stepped on the concrete before. I know a lot of the other teams have had a few training sessions out here, and obviously the teams that we play in are based across in Canada, and they're used to this kind of surface. And obviously that first period cost us big, 3 down after the first. If it wasn't for that, man, it would have been a totally different game. Came in our team that we haven't lost to in the last 2 championships, so it was just so disappointing. Obviously, we battled back hard against Armenia yesterday, and that made all the difference. I think you see we're getting stronger and stronger in our first 2 games, and from strength to strength for the rest of the week. Obviously, we've got 2 tough games coming next, then Italy and Bermuda, who I think are the kind of the teams to watch out for, and the teams that we got to be beating if we want to make that final.
Yeah.
And I mean, man, we're just going to go for it. I mean, as much as we're kind of having a laugh and enjoying the party atmosphere, we're here for hockey. We've paid a lot of money, we're enjoying ourselves, but it's all about the hockey, man. And seeing where we left 2 years ago, played off for a bronze medal, made the semis, and it was just so disappointing to finish 4th. We're hoping this is going to be different this year, and we can go on and build from it, man. Build from it back home.
Awesome. Well, I know your local favorites here now. The boys are having a great time over there as we give them a wave. So, Johnny, thanks so much for joining us. Let's support the girls. Obviously outmatched here this one, but let's keep it going for them all the way through.
For the girls, it's their first ever, their second World Championships, and from 2 years ago, you can just see the development that's coming through. Everybody back home, keep up the good support, man. It's awesome. Thank you.
All right, folks. Johnny Tulip.
Thank you very much. Awesome, buddy.
Awesome.
Man, that was so much fun.
All right, and we're back, and thanks very much to Johnny Tulip. We should mention Johnny has donated a jersey to the broadcast team as well, so thanks, Johnny, very much for that. And no matter what happens in this championship, be long remembered for Johnny Tulip and the Johnny Tulip fan club, and that's thanks to all the fans in Great Britain, so thank you guys very much. Away we go with the second period. Team Canada back on the attack. Chantel Larocque sends that deep. And here's Mallory Johnston. Chelsea Purcell. Those numbers look the same. We've got a crease violation here, and the face-off will come outside the Canadian blue line.
And we've seen both teams, Chris, meeting with their coaches after the first period. As we talked about, I think from Team Canada's perspective, their biggest thing right now is to keep pressuring. Do not create any bad habits in this type of hockey game. Keep working hard, keep getting chances, and do the little things right as you want to keep building as this tournament goes on. From the Great Britain standpoint, I'm sure their coach is re-emphasizing with them to stay positive, to keep looking for their chances, to play that good defense, and then hopefully from a good defensive positioning, they might get a few chances, but they had to start finding a way to get out of their zone, to get balls past center, and then hopefully, get that first shot on goal. And I think if you're Great Britain right now, too, you want to try and create some small goals for yourself as this game goes on. So right now they were shut out in terms of shots in that first period. Try and get a couple of shots on goal and keep building on that. So take some small victories, some small goals for yourself, and then build upon it.
Absolutely, Trevor. That's the first thing they've got to do here is get a shot on net. It might sound small and insignificant, but for them, that's where they got to start building. Here's Tulk. She's been very good today. Sends it wide for Coos. And I apologize. That was Perron. Changed up the lines a little bit here. Perron in on the forecheck. That's kept in by Brittany Smith. Comes over here. Mallory Sands first on it. Great job on the pinch. Great recovery by Coos. And that'll be sent down the floor by Great Britain, and that'll go for an icing call. Well, that's something, Trevor, we just saw by Sands, reading the rim, pinching in, or winger coming back to cover up. That's something that is obviously there's an ice hockey influence with a lot of these ball hockey players.
Oh, absolutely, and a lot of the names are recognizable to me through some different high-performance hockey programs and everything else. So these girls have certainly played the game at a high level, and you're seeing that now because of the little things they're doing in the offensive and defensive zone. You can tell that they're well coached, and certainly just the ability to read and react to plays is something that high-performance teams do, and we're certainly seeing that here from Team Canada in this game.
Absolutely, and there's another goal, and that's from Jennifer Bryan. Jennifer Bryan makes it 6-0. Trevor, just speak a bit about Jennifer Bryan. You work with her through the Team Atlantic program with Hockey Canada.
Yeah, Jennifer Bryan from Truro, Nova Scotia was certainly a top-level player coming through Atlantic Canada during her age group, and she played for Team Atlantic. If my memory serves me correct, she may have played on the first Team Atlantic under-18 team we had that played out in BC, I believe, in Salmon Arm. And if my memory serves me correct again, I think she may have been captain of that team, as we're seeing here today as captain of this Team Canada. Yeah. So she was always a great kid, a great family. Her brother played at a high level as well. I believe played with the Mooseheads in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League.
Oh, David is her brother.
David,
yeah,
yes.
Okay.
So again, a great hockey family, and it's great to see Jenny playing here today and captaining Team Canada.
Awesome. And there's Brittany Smith in on the attack again here, as she controlling the game back from the blue line, and now from an offensive standpoint, Bryan back on the ball. One-timer Tolkien, that almost squeaks in. Excuse me, Bloomberg. And that net is off, and we'll have a face-off. So Canada not slacking off. And the unfortunate part of these tournaments, Trevor, is you can't sit back. Different things come into play in terms of goals for and against. You don't want to get into bad habits. So speak a bit to that, I guess, the challenge of being ahead 6-0 this early in a game.
No, and certainly, Team Canada doesn't want to go out here and run the score up because there's a sportsmanship side to this as well. But, to your point that, it comes down late in this tournament, that comes down to a tiebreaker, they need the goals to make sure they advance. So they're out here, they're playing the game hard. There's nothing dirty going on, nothing chippy. They're just playing the game hard, playing it smart, and making good, strong plays. Mm-hmm. And as Johnny mentioned during his interview, this is Great Britain's second World Championship, whereas Team Canada has been involved from the start. So there's just two different levels of team right now. So, Canada wants to continue to play this game, play it well, and, keep pouring it on because they need those goals as this tournament goes on.
Absolutely. And as Johnny and the boys get it over there, there's two different levels, and it's unfortunate. And there's not enough women's teams playing at the top level to separate the pools. So, good on the teams who are here for coming. And unfortunately, there will be games such as this, but a good learning experience for the Great Britain squad. I know, and we've both been in situations being here in Newfoundland where we've come up against teams and we've been hammered such as this before, and it only helps make you better, taking it on the chin sometimes.
No, you're absolutely right, Chris. And, we've seen it on the ice hockey side with the women's game. Let's say 15, 20 years ago, there were a lot of lopsided games. But in the last few years, countries are making it tighter, and the games are getting better, the caliber is getting better, and the skill level is getting higher. So I'm sure as this event continues to grow, we'll see the same type of thing. And, we are seeing some good things from Great Britain today, in terms of positioning. You can tell the girls are wanting the game. There's just a different level. But in terms of being patient, to keep coming to the events, keep learning, and your game is going to get better. There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely. That's a great point. And they've got a break here with 2-on-1. And flying down the floor. Oh, and just a nice defensive play by Leslie MacArthur. But how about that rush there from number 14, Hannah Maurice? She was just booking it down the ice.
Oh, that's what they need. They need a few opportunities like that to carry the ball, to get the play down into Team Canada's end. But, if Maurice and a few other girls like that can take the lead and create some of those chances, who knows? They may get that first shot on goal and build upon that.
And the hard thing is, Trev, it's hard to score when you don't ever touch the ball. And Canada's just playing a great game of keep away. They're a bit bigger. They're a bit quicker, more physically strong. And it's hard to chase the ball around the floor for 45 minutes. As MacArthur fires that one in there.
Great Britain does seem to be a bit more aggressive here in the second period. They were really sitting back and playing that zone defense in the first period. A little more aggressive now, trying to put more pressure on the ball handler. So we'll see if that continues. And if they do add this pressure and can use their sticks and get in lanes, then you may see some more turnovers happen.
Absolutely. Here's Nikki Croxall. And I think you're right, Trev. I think the zone defense got them in a bit of trouble, and they've gone a bit to the man-to-man here, which has served them well. And they forced the turnover, keep the opportunities to a minimum. So good on them. Away comes Amanda Kane. Kane with a player going to the net there. And the ball's still loose down there. Where is it? And it's in. That's Chelsea Purcell. Chelsea Purcell taps that in for Team Canada's 7th goal.
And there we see an example of Team Canada's a nice job of entering the zone. They get the ball to the net. A loose ball there that in a normal game you'd see the defender clear that ball away, get themselves out of trouble. But they gave Canada an extra 2 or 3 opportunities to smack it home, and it does give Canada that 7th goal. But just once again, you talked about it a few moments ago, Chris, but Team Canada being a little bit stronger, a little bit quicker to those balls, and that's why that one went in.
And I got to say, Trev, I'm just looking at the email now. First time I've had a chance, and all the emails here that I've got from this game, all from the UK and all supporting the girls over here. So I'm sure they'll be happy to know that at home they're still heroes for a lot of the fans back home, and they're blazing a trail, Trevor, for the girls that'll be in their spot after this.
Oh, absolutely, Chris. And as we said, there are some good things happening for Great Britain. We can't take away from what they're doing right now. The fact that they're here is a win in itself. The fact that they're playing against one of the powerhouses like Canada, they are competing hard. They're not getting the offensive opportunities, but they are competing each and every shift. And as a coach and as a country, that's all you can ask of your players is to come out, play hard, do your best, and challenge yourself. And again, they're doing a nice job here. It's just that they're being overmatched by a strong Team Canada, but they are competing and they are working hard each and every shift.
And there's a penalty coming to Great Britain here. And not that Canada needed the advantage, but they'll go, and Great Britain will sit for 2. And getting that penalty was number 88, Sarah Lowe. So Lowe is off for slashing.
And we haven't had a chance to talk about Delaney Bryan yet because there's been no pressure down in her zone, but good on her because in a game like that, if you're the goaltender, you're not getting shots on goal, and you have a tendency to fall asleep and kind of get yourself out of the game, but as soon as the referee raised their hand, she hustled to the bench. So it's good to see, the goaltender in this type of game staying sharp, staying focused, and, being ready for her team when needed.
Absolutely. Here's Danica Smith. Danica Smith winds, sends it wide, back for Smith. Smith out for 25. Moxley rips that one wide. Here's Danica Smith. Here's Smith setting up. Smith sends it in. Cockerell back for Smith. Smith shoots, and a great block there by the Great Britain penalty killer, the captain, number 66, who I don't have on this sheet. Number 68, sorry, Deanna Cuglietta. Smith sends it wide, and a good read there on the defender, number 84, Rachel Serrell, as she picks off that cross box pass there. So, like you said, Trevor, shades of reading the game, knowing the game. It's just right now, unfortunately, not able to play at that same level, the crispness, the speed, the execution.
No, and that comes with experience. Certainly these girls, we talked about it a few moments ago, but Team Canada, these players come from a hockey background. They played at a high level on ice, and now they're getting a chance to play at a high level on the floor. And it's just something that Team Great Britain hasn't had the opportunity to do yet. But with more of these experiences, their game will continue to grow, their experience level and confidence level gets higher, and then they'll be able to challenge and play a much stronger game against these opponents.
And Hannah Maurice is going to go for the body check there. So Canada will have a 5-on-3 advantage for 53 seconds. And while we got a quick break in the play, Trevor, just a couple of shout-outs coming in from across the pond. Catherine Vicarage, I apologize if I made that wrong, but her little boy James wanted to say hello, and so thanks, James, for tuning in today. Johnny Tulip with another email. They're all doing an amazing job. They can hold their heads high, be proud that they're playing for their country, and we still love them all. So that's a message coming across from the Great Britain men's team, who are very, very proud of these girls, no matter what the score is on the scoreboard. So great job. And again, Johnny Tulip deserves even more fans, all jokes aside. Okay, and here's Brian. Brian on the point here for this power play with Brittany Smith. For Smith. Brian for Smith. In deep. Back for Brian. Brian shoots. Net moved a little bit there. And the referee was off that. And again, for the 5-on-3 to clear that, a big cheer goes up from the Great Britain men's team, and good for them. Here's Canada as they settle down again. Smith switching with Desforges. Desforges walking back for Smith, who's got the bomb. Back for Desforges. She's going to wind and fire. And there's another goal for Canada. And that one happens with 2 seconds on the clock, so Canada's still on the power play for another minute 9, Trev.
Yeah, and they did a nice job of controlling the ball in the offensive zone, not rushing the shot, and certainly, as a coach, you want to try and find ways to work on your game in these types of, lopsided efforts, and that's a good job by Team Canada. They gain the offensive zone, move the ball around, and look for that good scoring opportunity, which they did. And, full marks here to Amanda Besford on Great Britain. She stood in front of that hard shot, took it right in front of the net, but the rebound landed, and Team Canada was able to smack it home, giving them that 8-0 lead. And we'll see what Team Canada can do here on the remainder of the power play.
And here they come again, Alicia Desmier. She sends it back there for number 23, LaRock. LaRock for Danica Smith. LaRock walks and has all day, and she sends that just wide of the net. 8-0 Canada here. 7 minutes remain in the second. Candace Moxley down low for Cockerell. Cockerell back for Moxley, back for Smith with the one-timer, and a great save by Rachel Jackson. And the best part about that, Trev, no rebound.
No, exactly. Good job by Jackson to get out there and smother that ball right away so that Team Canada could not jump on it. We're seeing from Team Canada kind of a 1-3-1 setup in the offensive zone, really trying to feed Danica Smith on the back end and let her be the catalyst here for this power play. And we've seen it at the beginning of the power play and again here now, but looking for that big shot or looking for that pass down low to try and find a seam. But she seems to be the quarterback here on the power play, and it's right back to her again.
We got an email coming in from England, and yeah, you may be right, as we've been giving Johnny Tulip the credit for the name of the tournament, but one coming in from England saying that Fanny Desforges may be the name of the tournament. Of course, Fanny with a different connotation over in Great Britain, and I'm sure you guys got a laugh out of that one. And I appreciate the humor, Simon. Excellent work.
And there we see, once again, we have Rachel Jackson doing a nice job of covering up the bottom of the net. And even though she's let in 9 goals, she has about 20 saves here this evening and many on key scoring opportunities in close. So Rachel Jackson continues to battle in the Great Britain net, keeping her team here and giving them an opportunity, but making some good saves over and over again, and especially down low and covering the bottom of the net.
Absolutely. Penalty comes to an end, so we're back to 5-on-5. And Becky Farron lurking out there on the blue line. Hey, why not? Ball sent in for Kane, and that's tipped up and over the glass.
And I don't mind that, Chris, to be quite honest with you. You mentioned about Becky Farron staying up by the far blue line. At this point of the game right now, you got nothing to lose. You're down by 8. You've got to try and create some type of opportunity. So by getting that player on the blue line, you stretch out the Canada defense. You make that player come back and have to watch her. And if your team gets the ball, they can maybe get it on their stick and maybe go for that touchdown pass, that long bomb, and perhaps get the opportunity. But at this point now, you had to try something different because the defense you're using right now is not working. So try something different, make an opportunity happen.
Absolutely. A couple more notes in from Joy Craighead's mom and dad. Thank you very much. And also from Rebecca Adams and the Newcastle University Wildcats. Want to say hello to Joy. So I'm sure Joy will certainly appreciate that when she finds out that you guys were tuned in, having a look at the game. And Canada continues to dominate the play down low. Another penalty coming to Great Britain. And Canada has, in fact, changed their goaltender, Trev. We missed that, but Girard is now in there. As we saw her go to the bench that time, so Delaney Bryan maybe in what could be a first played a game with no shots.
Is it a perfect game or no hitter or how would you call that?
I don't know. Or is she batting zero? I don't know what
I've never seen that before.
I don't know what happens then.
But, like, as we mentioned, good on her, though, because it's a tough situation to be in. So I think Team Canada does the right thing now. They switched their goalies up, and, I'm willing to bet that in a close game they're not switching goalies. But in this type of opportunity, both goalies get a chance to see some floor time, get used to the floor, work on their angles, and be ready for that next game.
Absolutely. Get those jitters out. They're obviously both going to play through the tournament. So, no sense leaving your number one in there should anything happen here in a 9-0 game.
And, here we see it again with Team Canada on the power play, that 1-3-1 type setup. The puck comes back to the point, looks for that play on the sideboards. MacArthur makes a nice heads-up play, making a good pass. And then Team Canada walks off the half boards and get another good opportunity on goal.
Another note from Marie Wood over in Great Britain and the Nottingham Vipers ice hockey team, where Kendra plays in the U.S. So thanks very much. I'm sure Kendra will certainly appreciate that. That's Kendra Howard, number 13 with Great Britain. Another shot block in the crease there. Don Tulk, Kristen Coos working hard, and that's chipped up and past the red line as Johnston recovers for Team Canada. Mallory Johnston leaves for Brittany Smith. Smith moves that ahead. Canada gains the blue line. And here is number 37, Francesca Perron. That's sent wide for Johnston again. Johnston chips that deep into the zone. Johnston for Coos, right in front for Don Tulk. And a beautiful goal for Don Tulk. Make it an even 10 goals now for Team Canada. And Trev, any type of game, that's a nice goal. Good ball movement. Johnston moves it down for Coos. Coos sends it across. Tulk tips it in. So a pretty goal.
For sure, Chris. It's a good heads-up play. And we talked about the possession that Team Canada showed throughout the game. Once again, we see them set up on the half boards looking for that play. And just a great pass into that driving player to the net. So a real nice goal for Team Canada. Continuing to do little things right, which will certainly benefit them as this event goes on.
Absolutely, Trevor. 4:04 to play in the second period. Canada out to, I don't know if commanding's even the right word anymore, 10-0 lead. And the ball goes deep again down here into the Great Britain zone. Battling hard is Kate Parker. And Team Canada, Jenny Bryan, sends it in for Fanny Desfours, nominated for top name in the women's division. And it's chipped out to the sideboards. Bryan all alone again. That rolls off her stick. She can't corral the bouncing ball. Nice block down low there by the defender. And Bryan is denied by Jackson. A shot by Bloomberg. Tying her up in front. A great job down there by little number 37, Kate Parker. She knocks that away again. I'm sorry, that's Shannon Lang down there. Shannon Lang, a tiny, tiny defender for Great Britain. Sent in, Danica Smith beats her check. She walks in. Roof Daddy right under the bar. Make it 11. Team Canada 11-0 over Great Britain.
And we've seen Danica Smith be an offensive force here throughout the game, Chris, and just a nice play of reading it, jumping into the play, and then bearing it under the bar. But, let's talk about Jackson again in goal for Great Britain. She's continuing to battle. She's faced 31 shots here so far this evening. The majority of the play has been down, or let's face it, all the play has been down in her zone. But she's continuing to battle, make some good saves, and has just missed a couple of these big shots. So, she's continuing to battle, but we're still seeing Team Canada do a nice job of ball possession and starting to make those shots count.
Absolutely, and as we note that, Shani Lang, number 17, gets a shout out from her mom, her dad, Gus and Ross. Gus and Ross. It might be a Guns N' Roses cover band. Gus and Ross, Guns N' Roses. No, too much. Trying too hard, Trev, in an 11-0 game. Trying too hard. Here's O'Grady for Canada. O'Grady sends that in for Desmier. Desmier holds. Back pass, that's picked up by Jenny Hare. Jenny Hare with the rim. And the Great Britain crowd getting restless over there. Oh, they're heckling the goaltender. There you go. Sportsmanship at its finest. Here's O'Grady. O'Grady in. And Canada works on a change. That's Cockrell. Send in for Desmier, the big left winger, right winger, excuse me. And here's Brittany Smith, also had a whale of a game here for Team Canada, Trev. Hammered in by O'Grady. Jackson makes the save. Oh, and that insult to injury has her defender fall on her. So, tough day if your name's Rachel Jackson, but you got to give her credit for hanging in, and she stayed in there for the whole thing. And again, only be better for the experience, I suppose.
Oh, absolutely. She's obviously been the best player for Great Britain today. She's done a nice job of hanging in there. She's done a real good job of staying on top of the crease, taking those shots, and the shots that she should have stopped, she has stopped for the most part, Chris. There might be maybe 1 weak goal against her, but for the most part, she's stopped the balls that she needed to stop. So she's done a nice job in there today.
Oh, absolutely, Trev. I mean, there's no way there. I might even boo that call. 11-0 game. But the official, also doing a world championship, has to do the right job. The officials here working to get the playoff assignments. So making the right call. And here we go again. Now.
No, absolutely, Chris. And as an official, you don't want to make that call, but you have to make it. You're being evaluated yourself. But at the same time, too, you don't want stuff to start happening in this type of game. We're quick a little chippy as the game continues. So the referee will do a good job of staying on top of this, making the calls that need to be called, and continuing from there.
Absolutely, and the officials doing a very professional job here this week. And away comes Team Canada with 1 minute to play in the second. It's Candace Moxley. Moxley hits the line. Here's Danica Smith for Candace Moxley. Moxley for Smith. And Smith sends it in deep all alone for Cockrell. And Shelly Cockrell buries the one-timer. Even dozen for Team Canada. That'll be Cockrell from Danica Smith and Candace Moxley. And boy, does Candace ever have some Moxley.
I'm not sure I responded to that, Chris.
I like
your
sure. Moxley, kid.
I'm speechless right now, Chris. That's, I have nothing on that one.
All right.
Absolutely nothing.
40 seconds to play. We're going a little batty up here in the booth today. And there has been a whistle. The referee deems the face-off done unfairly, and we'll do it again.
I'm not sure what the call was there. Is something maybe the ball didn't touch the floor before it was won? I'm not sure.
So. Sarah Smith thrown out of the face-off. And Sarah Smith has also had a couple of well-wishers. And they wanted us to refer to her as Monkey for the rest of the tournament and not Sarah Smith. So I don't know. And it was sent in by her fiance. So whatever they got going on, who knows? Anyhow, here comes Sarah Lowe. She's behind the net for Great Britain. Joanna Presley tied up with Madison Sands. Presley hauls down Sands. That'll do it for the second period. And Canada leads Great Britain 12-0. Only down by 2 touchdowns, though, Trevor. Maybe a couple of late touchdowns might help out the Great Britain team here, but that's all that would help them at this point. But the girls are still playing hard, and especially Rachel Jackson down on that net.
And we talked about it numerous times during the game, Chris, but this is about experience for Great Britain. This is not about coming here to win this game. This is about getting experience, learning to compete against a team like Canada, and they'll certainly be better for this as this tournament goes on, playing Team Canada, seeing how the game is played at this level, and they'll get better certainly as it goes on.
No, absolutely. And we will be joined by a member of Team Canada here in the broadcast center for an intermission here in the second period. So with that, we will take a quick break, and we'll see you on the other side. All right, folks, and we're back as promised with Team Canada captain Jennifer Bryan. Jennifer, bit of a runaway game, probably two different classes of teams here, but how's the team been, in your estimation, from a Team Canada perspective so far in terms of doing what you set out to do in this game?
Yeah, I think we're off to a great start. We have a lot of new players. Not a lot. We have a good returning group, but it's good for the new players to get the butterflies out of their system in this first game against Great Britain and come in here with a game plan to, stick to our game, play our systems, get used to each other, and I think we're doing just that.
Okay, and you were with the team obviously last time around in Slovakia. Am I correct in saying that?
Yes.
Yes, and what do you bring to this tournament from your experience there?
I think we learned a lot in Slovakia. I think we have a renewed intensity this year. Since we weren't able to come home with the gold that year, I think everyone's jumping on the surface this year with a lot of want to win that gold, and a lot of us have been there before, and we know what it feels like to lose. So we're really coming in here each game, bringing in a level of focus that we'll need to bring home the gold. Absolutely,
and you could see that right from the start of this game that you guys were first to every loose ball, moving the ball very crisply. Execution was very good. Is that something the coaching staff stressed before this game?
Definitely. We definitely want to play a heads-up, lots of communication game. Really hitting each other tape to tape with our passes, because we know that's going to lead to victories throughout the tournament. So definitely focus.
Great. Well, you guys are off to a great start here, and I know you've been in town for a few days now.
Yeah.
Finally get to play today.
Yeah.
What was it like having to sit around for a few days? What did you guys do to fill the void?
Oh, it's a great group of girls. It doesn't take much to amuse us. We've had a lot of good team bonding days. Exploring Newfoundland a bit, but we're hoping for the weather to turn around a little bit for us here. But, anything from catchphrase, which is extra exciting when you have some of the French players on the team, because they use some good words during the game, and just team meals, team walks, all that good stuff.
Yeah, and that stuff, and that helps the team going forward for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we'll let you get down, get a bit of a rest before the third. Thanks again for joining us. Before we go, is there anybody watching today you'd like to say hello to?
Oh yeah, friends and family back home in Nova Scotia and Toronto as well.
Okay, well, Jennifer, thanks very much for joining us.
Great.
Good luck the rest of the way in this one and the rest of the tournament.
Thanks so much.
All right, great. Thanks again. All right, and we're back for the call of the third period here. Canada with an even dozen lead on Great Britain. And we'd like to thank Jennifer Bryan for joining us for our second intermission. And Trevor Murphy has left us, folks, and that's the price you pay when you're using volunteers, color commentators. So to all the people in Great Britain, it's just me now. So look out. And Rach Cyril will rim that around the boards. And Canada, again, on the attack here. Down low again is Perron. Perron for Coos. Tulk lurking out high. Jump ball. Tulk comes down with it. Great hand-eye and an even better save by Rachel Jackson in the Great Britain net. Rachel has been peppered with shots here today. So, folks, we'll let the camera follow the play a bit here, and I'm going to get to a few emails that have come in over the course of the day. So Becky Reynolds writes, big love to the Millionaires guys and girls. Steph Corlett, Liam Jacks, Sarah Lowe, Helen Briscoe, Amanda Williams. We're all proud of you, but sick of playing 3-on-3 at training, so hurry back. So that's some love and some reality as well, I suppose. Gary Helens writes, Sarah's been called Monkey for years. Great job again, Chris. And that's Gary from the Deck Stars. So we'll just call her Monkey from here on out and see how she likes it. Teresa McKnight, good luck to Team Great Britain, especially Mrs. Farron, one of our primary school teachers, from all the kids at Witten-Laware Primary School in the County Durham. So that's a great one going out there for Becky Farron, and I'm sure she'll really appreciate that you guys are following her exploits over here on the other side of the pond. Lots of shout-outs for Joy Craighead. She's got too many friends. She must be really nice. What else do we got here? Ron says hello, a special hello to Bex, number 3. Becky Farron again. Hope the nice glow shoes are working for the broken toe. So Miss Farron playing with a broken toe. So that's the kind of people we've got playing for us here in the Great Britain lineup. Nikki Croxall's crew are gathered here in Nottingham, cheering her and the girls on. Tough game, but such a gulf in class, and I guess that's an English term for the disparity that's here. And each of the girls paid a hefty sum to come over here and play out of their own pockets. So a big thank you to everybody who had to dig deep, and I know that a lot of teams, probably every team, had to charge their players just as sponsorships aren't there at this level and this sport yet, but we're working on growing it, and it's events like this that will attract sponsors and bring people on board, and it's the great people involved with the game that will bring those sponsors on board as well. So I think going forward, maybe 2015 in Switzerland, you'll see even more sponsors come on board, but definitely important to note that a lot of these players paying out of pocket to be here, and probably missing time from work as well, on top of the money that they've raised. So it's definitely a good point and something to remember as the competition goes on here. And while we're talking there, Canada puts another one on the board. So we've got the Baker's Dozen, and it's just one of those games and one of those things that happens in sport. And this commentator is now rooting for a Great Britain shot on goal and maybe a goal to boot. So working deep here for Great Britain is Amy Herdman. Herdman and her line with some sustained pressure here. They bring it to the net. Nathalie Girard. And the scorekeeper credits Great Britain with their first shot on net. So congratulations to them, and they forced an icing. So congratulations. There's the first shot. Now, girls, let's get a goal here. Might lose my Canadian citizenship for doing this, but that's fine. It's all about the sports. Pretty sure they'll take me in over in England after this week anyway. Here we go again. Great Britain on the attack. It's Diot down low. 11:45 to play here in the third period. Cuglietta on the forecheck here, and away come the Canadians. It's Coos. Coos with Tulk and Perron. And they'll get the blue line and set up. There's Brittany Smith. Smith sends it in deep for Perron. There's Tulk in for Coos. Coos with the puck down low, with the ball down low, out for Tulk. Don Tulk can't get a shot away. Great play by Rach Searle to keep Tulk from getting a shot away. And another great play there from number 68, Deanna Cuglietta, as she clears the ball away. And here's Brittany Smith. Brittany Smith for the Canadians. Brittany Smith holds. She's got lots of time. Cuglietta following her. Maurice drifts over in deep for Perron. To the boards it goes. Alicia Bloomberg first on it. Nice chip to get around the defender. Bloomberg looking for Brine. Bloomberg waits. Hits Kane coming late. And that bounces over her stick as Amanda Kane is on there. Kane sends it wide for Bloomberg, and she shoots and scores. And that'll make it another one for Team Canada. And that was a nice shot, actually, folks. High up under the bar. Simon here with a bit of an insult to Jenny. And Simon, I'm not going to read that out, man. But I definitely appreciate where you're coming from. Lots of love from Beth, Ethan, Dylan, and her proud husband, Simon. And Simon, just a little note from Jenny. You can do that ironing yourself, bud. Note here that Monkey and Rachel Jackson have just come from winning the Women's North Division I League and Division I playoffs for the Whitley Squaws ice hockey team for the second consecutive season in May. And that's from Craig Pierce, who's cheering for Monkey as loud as he can. I can't stress enough, folks, how much we appreciate you tuning in, watching, cheering, and really making this a successful event in terms of the media, in terms of the connection we're able to get between players, fans, coaches, families from all over. And it's really been a pleasure to be a part of, and it's only day 3. So as we keep going here, we'll keep building the relationships, keep building the followings. And it's a really great thing to see. And proud to be a part of it here at Bell Alliance Community 1. And here's Alicia Desmere back from Mallory Johnston, working that in. Here's Desmere. She's on the ball, mishandles it, and she moves it to the left side. Johnston for Madison Sands. Sands quickly sends that across for Desmere, and she's stopped by Amanda Williams, who makes a nice defensive play. And that'll go into the corner. Big shot and another save by Jackson. Away come the Brits with speed. Was number 3, Becky Farron. And I can see the glowing shoes that were referenced in the email. Farron on the back check takes it away from number 22, Erica Pouliot. Pouliot down low, battling hard. Good job by the defender. Here it is out front. A shot, a tip, just wide of the net. And Purcell is on that. Pouliot, Purcell, and Larocque. There's Pouliot for Purcell. Purcell for LaRock. Back for Pouliot. Out for Purcell. And Purcell sends it back for Sands. Madison Sands chips it in for Purcell. Purcell, time, space, walks, shoots, and it's just over the net. And that one's waved off as it was knocked in with a high stick. 7:33 remains here in the third period. Team Canada 15, Great Britain 0. Appreciate everyone chiming in on Twitter. And there's so many, it's hard to keep up. Naughty monkey, the tweet we get from Sarah Jane Bolton. So I don't know what you guys are up to over there, but I'm booking a vacation. And back for Brittany Smith. Brittany Smith chipped in deep for Kane. Here's Amanda Kane. She's battling hard there with number 7, Monkey. Monkey finishes her girl on the boards. I can't say that with a straight face, folks. Sarah Smith. Helen Briscoe battling in deep, as well as Sarah Lowe out in front, and Jackson will jump on that. 6:50 remains here in the third. Email from Andrew V. And he says, really proud of sister number 57. You almost pronounced the name right. Good effort. Andrew, your email last name is V, and it's your last name. So how do you expect me to pronounce it right if you're not even going to write it out in your email name? So Andrew Vicarage, whatever it is, why don't you break it down for me instead of being so hard? Oh, and Jackson taps that out of the air. Of course, Andrew, I'm only giving you a hard time for the benefit of the listeners. But I would appreciate learning how to say that for the rest of the tournament, as the girls are going to have another 3, 4, 5 games. So I don't want to butcher your family name that whole time. 6:17 remains. Everyone's favorite, Fanny Desforges on the draw. Fanny Desforges is big in the UK. Desforges on the ball. Desforges still with it. Desforges in the slot. She shoots. And that's off the bar. That's off the bar. Desforges thought she had scored. Jackson with another save. Shots mounting here against Rachel Jackson. Desforges in front. Desforges with those bright orange shoes. And away come the Brits with numbers. It's number 14, Maurice, who's had a couple of nice rushes here for Great Britain today. Maurice again on the ball. Back for Rachel Cyril. Whoa! And Maurice puts the shoulder into her check, and she'll go sit for 2. And a little bit of frustration there as Cyril dumps Don Tolk behind the net. Tolk none the worse for wear, and she'll head to the bench. So Canada will go to the power play. And Canada to the power play one more time. Here's Johnston. That'll roll over her stick. Johnston will settle it down here. Johnston sends it wide for Moxley. Johnson with the shot. That's tipped wide. Jackson with the rebound, and it'll go to the corner. 4:55 remaining. And that's out here for MacArthur. MacArthur for Johnston. In deep for Moxley. She shoots. and a save from Jackson. Moxley again to Johnston. Johnston to MacArthur. MacArthur loads up for the shot, back door, and Moxley can't bury the one-timer. Good eyes by the Canadian defender, seeing that play back door. Here's MacArthur, back again for Desmier, for MacArthur. MacArthur for Desmier. MacArthur looking for the one-timer, shot tip, and a goal for Candace Moxley. And again, folks, not the score we're worried about, but well executed by Team Canada there as Moxley tips that home for the goal. And I'd like to thank Andrew for writing back. Vicarage. Perfect. Thanks for writing back in, Andrew. Vicarage. Got it. So 4:04 remains in this game between Canada and Great Britain, and both teams will be happy to see this one come to an end. Nobody wants to be part of a 16-0 game. Least of which the team on the bad end of it, Canada leading Great Britain in shots right now 39-1. And Rachel Jackson's been very busy in the Great Britain net. And I'm willing to bet there's more than 39 shots been directed her way in this one. It's LaRocque out there again with Pouliot and Purcell. He's been an effective line this game for Canada, moving the ball very well. 3:35 remains in the third. Here's LaRocque. LaRocque avoiding a check of Sarah Lowe. She sends that deep. Chip back around. And Great Britain will send that down and wide of the cage, and that'll go for icing. Waved off by the linesman, however, who is already checked out of this game. And here we go. Canada sets up behind their net. We got a note from Andrew Searle, like the boots, right? Sorrell, gotcha. Shout out, can I get a shout out for Kate Parker, a.k.a. Princess, and Joy Craighead from your teammates at the Northeast Nomads Ice Hockey Club, doing the nation proud. Great to be able to see the boys and girls do their thing. We're happy to bring it to you, Karen. And Andrew Sorrell, thank you very much, Andy. Appreciate that. Sorrell. Always working to make our broadcast better here. There's Dawn Tulk cutting to the net. She's out there again with Coos. And there's center, number 37, Perron. Here's Coos lurking in front. Tulk behind the net with the ball. Dawn Tulk battling hard. Ball's on the back of the net. Referee hesitant to blow it down. And we're going to get a penalty here. And it's going to be the Monkey. Monkey's going off for two. With 2 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here. Folks, stay with us after this conclusion of this game for the player of the game selections, as well as the Canadian national anthem. We'll also have an interview with a member of Team Great Britain. We're not sure whom as of yet, but a member of the women's team will be joining us for an interview shortly after the handshakes. As well, coming up next, our last game of the day here at this arena, it's going to be Hong Kong with their goaltender, Alan Mack, the Mac Daddy, the Daddy Mac, Alan Mack, who was player of the game for Hong Kong last night. And they'll be facing off against Italy, who have started the tournament 0-1-1, and the Italians desperately seeking their first win. Hong Kong with a 1-1 record right now. So that game, very, very important for the men's B pool setup. So still some great action coming here from the Glacier tonight. Then later on this evening at 7 o'clock local time, 5:30 Eastern, 10:30 in Great Britain, you can catch all your teams at the opening ceremonies from the Jack Byrne Arena on the other feed. I'll be going down to the Jack Byrne Arena tonight. I won't be working. I will be in the bar, and I'll watch Team Canada's men's team play Slovakia. And that will be enjoyable, and I'll tell you all about that on the broadcast tomorrow. face off outside the Great Britain blue line with 1 minute, 34 seconds remaining. And for the Great Britain fans, your men's team is back on the floor tomorrow morning. And they will be here at the Glacier, so I'll have that one, and that'll be against Italy as well. So that'll be a 12 o'clock local start, 3:30 for you guys in the UK. And we'll be happy to have you back, and we'll do our thing then. I will have my Johnny Tulip jersey with me, and we'll be going for the boys there. And anyhow, it's back for Danica Smith. Danica Smith in the middle, holding the ball. 1 minute 10 remains. .52 seconds remain here. Canada attacking the blue line. Again, it's Moxley. She kicks it back for Desmier. Over to the far side. A shot in for Moxley. Moxley looking for Alicia Desmier. Sends back out for Danica Smith. Danica Smith sends it near side for LaRock. LaRock shoots, and Jackson makes another save. And that's back over here for Moxley. Moxley finds LaRock. LaRock sends it deep, and that's finished off by Shelley Cockerell, and that'll make it 17 for Team Canada. And again, nobody, including Team Canada, wants the score to be at this point 17-0. I'm sure they don't want to run up the score, but as Trevor and I discussed earlier, you can't stop playing either, and it's a tough situation for anyone to be in. You just don't celebrate your goals. You go line up, you play out the clock, and try and show some sportsmanship. 17 seconds remain here, and as I mentioned, please stay tuned for the player of the game selections, the Canadian anthem, and then we will have an interview with one of the Great Britain players, and I'm not sure who that will be. We have one of our volunteers going down to the bench to sort that out for us. So that's the final buzzer. Team Canada will take this one 17-0 over Great Britain. And we will be right back for the player of the game announcements and the national anthems. So, folks, just going through a couple of more emails that have come in at the end of the game. In the barrage of Great Britain emails, we did get one for Team Canada, and it's from Erica Pouliot's mother. Actually, sorry, I don't know if it is her mom. It's from Jackie Como. So proud of you, Erica. Lots of love from Jackie. I don't know where I got the idea that it might be her mother, but now that I think about it, I realize it most definitely probably is not. Joy Craighead for the interview, please. We're all watching. Thanks very much for the shout-out. I can send down that request. I'm not sure if Joy will join us or not. Shout-out to Keener, Amanda Kane, or Kaner, from one of her best buddies who's in Churchill Falls, Labrador, and wish she was watching live. On the player of the game for Great Britain, number 76, Rachel Jackson, who, well, what can you say? She was just barraged with balls there today. And a standing O from both teams for Jackson. And Don Tolk named player of the game for Team Canada. Don Tolk scored the first goal for the Canadians here today. And we'll stay tuned for the Canadian national anthem. Well, folks, there you have it. Team Canada defeats Team Great Britain, and there will be handshakes all around. And please stay tuned, as I mentioned, as we wait for our guests for the post-game interview. Rachel Jackson for Great Britain MVP says Dr. Bolton, and Lilo agrees, and you are both correct. So, folks, stick around. We'll be right back with the interview from Great Britain. All right, folks, we're back with an interview, and I guess our volunteers are kind of cruel, Rachel, because they dragged you up over the stairs after that performance. What do you think? How was it?
Tiring.
It was tiring, I bet. Of course, two teams at two different levels in their development.
Yeah.
What did you see from the Canadian team that impressed you?
Just kind of general system work in terms of continuously passing the puck around and knocking out our defensemen.
Yeah, they were very disciplined with their systems for sure. I guess tell me what you do when you're not here in terms of playing, do you play ice hockey, ball hockey? What's your background?
Yeah, play a fair bit of ice hockey, and I play for quite a lot of northern teams.
Okay.
In GB as well.
And as you may or may not know, we have a huge following in Great Britain for this tournament.
Go Johnny Tulip.
And Johnny Tulip, he's our boy, right? So what association you play for there? Do you want to give them a quick little shout out? They're all at home watching.
Away Whitley Scores.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're my main team.
Okay, and they had sent it an email earlier because you guys just coming off a win in the national championship, is that right?
Yep, undefeated league champs for second year running, and undefeated playoff champs as well for second year.
Awesome. So is this your first time playing at the world level?
I played in the ones in Bratislava, but as an outfielder.
Oh, okay. So your first time in goal.
Yeah.
And what convinced you to do that?
Well, being a goalie is my normal position.
Okay.
Last time we didn't quite have enough outfielders, so fancied run round.
Okay. So you've been here in Newfoundland for a few days.
Yep.
Is this your first time here?
First time in Newfie, yeah.
And you've been to Canada before?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And what do you think of it so far?
Weather's just like back home.
Yeah. The weather is something else there in June.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me when our summer was, and I told them we'll get a week in late August, and that'll be about it. So.
Yeah, we're just coming out of an 18-month winter.
Well, Rachel, thank you so much for joining us. I'll give you a chance if there's any family or friends you want to say hello to before we let you go get your ice bath.
Hi, guys.
And there it is. Rachel Jackson, folks, player of the game for Team Great Britain. Thank you very much.
Cheers.